Welcome to Dongsa Petrochemical. We are a company dedicated to improving the lives and well-being of humanity. Rooted in innovation, we create new values that the world has never seen before. Dongsa Petrochemical is a leader in the global chemical industry, equipped with the world's highest level of competitiveness through technological development and high-valued innovation. We supply the highest quality chemical products safely and reliably, leading the realization of a sustainable future. Today, we are introducing the Sodium Cyanide Usage Manual, one of Dongsa Petrochemical's key products. This manual provides essential information for safe and efficient use, helping everyone handle sodium cyanide safely. Chapter 1. Sodium Cyanide Production Transportation System. Sodium cyanide is a fundamental chemical in the high-value industries of the future. It is used in various industrial fields, including the beneficiation of gold and silver, electroplating, and as a raw material for the manufacture of pesticides and pharmaceuticals. Dongsa Petrochemical's sodium cyanide is recognized for its safety and best quality in the global market. 1. Production process. Dongsa Petrochemical's sodium cyanide is manufactured in the form of white briquettes with a purity of 98% or higher. Two. Packaging and storage. When sodium cyanide is manufactured, it is packaged in containers complying within containers made according to the International Maritime Dangerous Goods Code and stored in authorized locations. 3. Shipping and transportation. The packaging and container condition are inspected by an accredited agency before shipment. Dongsa Petrochemical promises to create safer environment for customers using sodium cyanide and will continue to ensure safe production and stable supply in the future. Chapter 2. Precautions. When handling sodium cyanide, extreme precaution is required because it is a highly toxic substance. Using sodium cyanide other than designated purposes is strictly prohibited by law. Please be noted with the following instruction and precautions to use it more safely. 1. Safety training before handling. Before handling sodium cyanide, conduct safety training in advance. Sodium cyanide has lethal neurotoxicity and can cause severe damage to the cardiovascular system and brain. Even a small amount of sodium cyanide is lethal. It can cause poisoning even with very small amounts of ingestion, and the symptoms progress quickly. If poisoning occurs, symptoms such as hard breathing, weakness, coma, and cardiac arrest may occur, and immediate emergency measures and medical assistance are required. For more details, please refer to the MSDS. 2. Wearing safety protective gear. Sodium cyanide can be quickly absorbed through the skin and digestive system, so designated protective gear must be worn when handling it. Additionally, sodium cyanide is an odorless, tasteless toxic substance. If the worker is not paying attention enough, they may be exposed to danger. Safety protective gear should be worn differently according to each situation. And follow the provided protective gear instructions to use sodium cyanide more safely. When transporting, loading, and storing sodium cyanide, basic protective gear is essential. Basic protective gear includes a dust mask, safety helmet, protective goggles, safety shoes, and safety gloves. When opening container and usage and disposal of used containers, wear the necessary protective gear, such as chemical-resistant suits, gas masks, safety helmets, chemical-resistant gloves, and chemical-resistant boots. Follow the safety protective gear regulations according to the legal standards of each country. Chapter 3. Safe Handling Guidelines for Different Situations. Before handling sodium cyanide, check the safe handling methods for different situations in advance. Also, please be aware of the precautions to prepare for possible emergency situations in each case. Step 1. Compliance during sodium cyanide transportation. Before departure, attach hazardous chemical substance signs to transport vehicles. When parking transport vehicles, park in designated areas. Additionally, attach safety signs and install wheel chocks to indicate that the vehicle is parked stopped. Keep emergency contact information and communication means inside the vehicle, and inform the person in charge immediately in case of emergency or unusual situations. Drivers transporting sodium cyanide are advised to comply with the following points. Step 2. Compliance during sodium cyanide unloading. Park vehicles in designated places. Apply the parking brake and install wheel chocks and unloading operation signs. The person in charge or site manager should check the sealing status of the container before opening the container door. If the seal is released or cut, report it to the person in charge immediately. Check for abnormalities in the seal and load, and proceed with unloading if there are no issues. When unloading, safely transport the load using forklifts. When operating forklifts or other heavy equipment, be sure to pay attention to the following points. Forklift accidents can occur due to improper loading of goods, inexperienced driving, or negligence. Be aware of the dangers of the load and ensure safety to avoid unnecessary operations. Step 3. Sodium cyanide storage methods. 1. Storage temperature for sodium cyanide. It is recommended to store sodium cyanide at temperature between 12 to 27 degrees Celsius. 2. Precautions for storage. Do not place food around the storage area. Store sodium cyanide separately from acidic and alkaline substances. The following substances are prohibited from mixing with sodium cyanide. 3. Storage environment. It is recommended to store in a shaded and well-ventilated area, avoiding direct sunlight. When raining, it is recommended to store on waterproof concrete and impermeable materials that do not allow flooding or leaks. 4. Stacking method guide. It is recommended to stack sodium cyanide containers no higher than 4 levels. It is best to store by lot number to distinguish between first in and first out. Pay attention to the following points when storing in a warehouse. Equip the warehouse with safety facilities and check the storage conditions frequently. Attach hazardous chemical substance signs and safety rules at the warehouse entrance. Keep mandatory safety items for emergencies and manage them regularly. Step 4. Sodium cyanide container opening methods and product usage. 1,000 kilogram wooden box. Use a forklift to move the sodium cyanide to the opening location. After moving to the opening location, dismantle the banding using a cutter. Use a bar to remove the corner braces and nails at the edges. Attach and lift the woven bag and move it to the usage location. Cut the bottom of the woven bag over the usage container to pour the sodium cyanide into the container. 50 kilogram drum. Move the 50 kilogram sodium cyanide drum to the opening location. Pull out the pin and release the clamp. Open the lid and cut the cable tie. Use the sodium cyanide amount for the purpose. After use, repackage any remaining amount in reverse order and store it. Safety precautions. If sodium cyanide decomposes and ammonia is generated, evacuate immediately and take appropriate measures. Workers must wear suitable protective gear and work with the wind at their back. After handling, workers must shower in designated areas. Used work clothes and protective gear should be cleaned and discarded if contamination is suspected. Step 5. Disposal of waste containers. Once the container is used, it should be transported and stored in a designated location. Since powder-form sodium cyanide can adhere to used containers, they must be disposed of properly through a qualified company in accordance with waste management laws and related regulations. Important reminders. When disposing of waste containers, always wear protective gear to avoid exposure to hazards. Chapter 4. Emergency Measures. Sodium cyanide is a useful substance used in various industries, but poses significant risks, so it requires considerable caution. In the event of an unexpected accident when handling sodium cyanide, immediate emergency measures are essential. Familiarize yourself with the emergency procedures for each situation and the use of medical equipment, and conduct regular drills to prepare for any eventuality. Step 1. Emergency measures for specific situations. 1. Direct contact. When it comes into contact with eyes, 1. Immediately tilt the head down and lift the eyelid. 2. Rinse with plenty of water for at least 20 minutes to remove any foreign matter. 3. Seek medical attention immediately. When it comes into contact with skin, remove all contaminated clothing and shoes and wash the affected area with plenty of water. Keep the patient in a warm place where they can rest. Monitor the patient closely for 1 to 2 hours for sudden symptoms of cyanide poisoning. If symptoms of poisoning occur, seek professional medical help immediately. 2. Inhalation. Inhalation of sodium cyanide can cause poisoning symptoms. Symptoms include eye irritation, skin rash, salivation, headache, nausea, throat discomfort, rapid pulse, difficulty breathing, dizziness, paralysis, limb dysfunction, depression, and convulsions. In the event of a situation, immediate emergency and medical measures are required. Quickly move the patient from the contaminated area and take appropriate action within 3 minutes. 2 important precautions when treating a poisoned person. Do not give any food. Use AED and do not perform artificial respiration. Performing artificial respiration on a person poisoned by cyanide can result in the rescuer becoming poisoned. 3. Ingestion. If sodium cyanide is ingested, induce vomiting immediately. Continue to induce vomiting until the vomit is clear, and be careful not to let foreign substances block the airway. Move the patient to an area with fresh air and use an oxygen supply device as needed when transporting them to a hospital. Inform the doctor that the incident involves sodium cyanide and provide the MSDS for proper treatment. Step 2. How to use medical equipment. 1. Medical oxygen supply device. The medical oxygen supply device consists of a high-pressure oxygen cylinder, valve handle, valve holder, pressure gauge, flow regulator, pressure regulator, and a vinyl mask. We will guide you on how to use the medical oxygen supply device. Remove the vinyl mask from the bag pocket and connect it to the pressure regulator. Fix the vinyl mask on the patient's nose and mouth. Turn the valve handle on the high-pressure oxygen cylinder. Adjust the flow rate using the flow regulator as needed. 2. Automated external defibrillator. Automated external defibrillator instructions for use. Press the power button on the AED and follow the voice prompts. Place the pads according to the indicated positions. Step back from the patient during analysis. The device will start charging automatically after the voice prompt for electric shock preparation. Press the defibrillator button after charging is complete. Ensure everyone stays away from the patient to avoid shock during defibrillation. Perform CPR immediately after the shock and follow the device's voice prompts to repeat the procedure. 3. Antidotes. Only professional medical personnel can conduct intravenous injections of sodium nitrate and sodium thiosulfate as emergency antidotes. 4. Emergency kit management. The emergency kit should contain a medical oxygen supply device, antidotes, and instructions for using the antidotes. The kit should be easily accessible from the sodium cyanide handling area. Ensure the equipment and instructions are properly stored and conduct daily inspections of the emergency kit. Provide training on emergency measures for new handlers. Existing handlers should also receive periodic training to stay familiar with emergency procedures. So far, we instructed the product characteristics, safe handling guidelines, and emergency measures for sodium cyanide. Remember the importance of safety management and emergency measures, and always put them into practice. Dongsa Petrochemical has produced sodium cyanide safely for many years without any accidents, creating new innovations in hazardous material management. Our innovations have been achieved through continuous safety training, workers' attention to safety, and prompt emergency measures. For a safe and healthy future, Dongsa Petrochemical will continue to enhance safety capabilities through quality management and support, ensuring customers can use sodium cyanide more safely. Dongsa Petrochemical strives to set new standards for sustainable chemistry by prioritizing customer safety and satisfaction while discovering new possibilities for tomorrow. Dongsa Petrochemical Corporation. Thank you for watching.